Hello and welcome back to D-Transit. Today, we'll be altering slightly from the usual transit-related content to cover a recent event that has been earth-shatteringly important in the world of aviation. While I haven't done any aviation-related videos as of yet, I feel this is a very important one to cover. On the night of January 29, 2025, an American Eagle flight collided mid-air with a US Army helicopter over the Potomac River, just outside of Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport near Washington, D.C., the capital of the United States of America. The aircraft involved was operating an American Eagle service, the regional subdivision of the US-based American Airlines, under a codeshare agreement with regional operator PSA Airlines. Most larger airlines will contract their regional operations out to smaller airlines. Examples include American's usage of PSA Airlines for American Eagle, and United's usage of GoJet for United Express. The flight in question, American Eagle 5342, was a scheduled flight from Wichita Dwight D. Eisenhower Airport in Wichita, Kansas, to Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport, located on the border of Virginia and Washington, D.C. While DCA is not technically within Washington, it is located on the banks of the Potomac River, and is the closest airport geographically to the nation's capital. The aircraft itself was a Bombardier CRJ700 series, manufactured about 20 years ago in 2004. On the other side of the impact was the United States Army's Sikorsky Blackhawk helicopter, operating on a training flight when the collision occurred. The collision happened around 8:45 p.m. local time, when the American Eagle flight was preparing to land at DCA. DCA has 3 runways, all of which overlap each other. The aircraft was approaching the airport from the south-southeast direction, and had been given a confirmation to use runway 33 to land at the airport. Air traffic control audio was released from the incident, which I'll paste in now.
Blue Chief 5342, Washington Tower, 1 star, 32, Zurich 17, got 25. You take runway 33?
Yeah, we can do 33 for Blue Streak 5342.
Note that Blue Streak 5342 refers to the American Eagle Flight 5342. The flight was operated by PSA Airlines and was therefore referred to by PSA's call sign, Blue Streak.
Blue Chief 5342, at the Wilson Bridge, thanks for runway 33, clear to land.
The tower then gives American Eagle clearance to land on runway 33.
Pat 25, get the CRJ in flight.
Pat 25 is the call sign of the US Army Blackhawk helicopter. The tower receives no response from the helicopter after asking if the CRJ aircraft was in the sight of the helicopter's crew. It should be noted that prior to the collision, the crew of the helicopter had initially confirmed visual contact of the aircraft. They requested something called visual separation from the aircraft. Essentially, they asked the ATC to allow the helicopter to visually acquire and maintain separation from the aircraft on their own, instead of being controlled by ATC commands.
Pat 25, pass line is CRJ.
After no audio response from the helicopter, the ATC tells Pat 25, the helicopter, to pass behind the CRJ. Again, no response from the crew of the helicopter.
Did you see that?
Immediately after, the collision occurs in midair over the Potomac River, and both vehicles fall straight into the river. The incident was seen by another Delta pilot sitting at DCA, who asked the tower if they had seen the incident.
Yep, we saw it. And everybody just hold your positions, please, on the field right now. Fire command. The accident happened in the river. Both the helicopter and the plane crashed in the river. It's east of the approach end of runway 33.
The tower then shuts down all operations at Ronald Reagan Washington Airport, stopping all outbound departures and redirecting any inbound flights to nearby airports, like Washington Dulles in Northern Virginia, or Baltimore Washington Thurgood Marshall in Baltimore, Maryland. Let's dive into a little more information about the incident. DCA is located very close to the center of Washington, D.C., and as such has extremely high restrictions on air travel. The entire airspace is classified as Class B by the International Civil Aviation Organization, or ICAO. This means that the entire airspace is under the authority of air traffic controllers, and can only take action through one of 3 different methods. One of these is IFR, or Instrument Flight Rules, where the ATC instructs an aircraft for its each and every move, and the aircraft cannot move itself without clearance from ATC. commonly used in low visual or restrictive situations. SVFR, or Special Visual Flight Rules, and VFR, Visual Flight Rules, also apply to this airspace. In a space over a commercial airport, most to all commercial jetliners are subject to IFR rules, while VFR is reserved for vehicles that can make more minute movements and don't need to bother ATCs for every little change. For example, a helicopter. This is made more complicated by the restricted airspace over the National Mall in the center of Washington, D.C., which keeps any aircraft below 18,000 feet away from that area. With all these restrictions, pilots must follow the shape of the Potomac River and make a left turn before landing to stay outside of the restricted zones. Another talking point is the presence of the ADSB system, or Automatic Dependent Surveillance Broadcast. It's an aviation surveillance technology where aircraft use GPS to convey their precise location, enabling it to be tracked by air traffic control and by other aircraft. The United States had mandated ADSB technology in almost all commercial aircraft flying in sensitive areas. So why is this a question point? Because the one organization that has power to turn its ADSB off is the United States Army, for homeland security reasons. In the Black Hawk that was involved in the accident, the ADSB was turned off, meaning that the commercial aircraft had no idea about the helicopter's precise location and therefore couldn't take any evasive actions. The reason behind this is still unknown and is likely the biggest factor in leading to the incident. Washington emergency personnel, alongside support from Maryland and Virginia, were on site within 10 minutes of the crash. Fireboats and divers were deployed, and commercial yachts from City Cruise and buses from Washington Metro Area Transit Authority were provided to aid with any rescue efforts. I want to remind everyone that there is still a lot of information that is yet to come, so most of the details provided so far may be preliminary as of yet. The next steps would be for the National Transportation Safety Board, the Federal Aviation Administration, and the Department of Defense to launch their investigations. Once those findings come out, I may put out another video covering the results of the investigation. Thanks for watching today's video. While I know it's a horrific topic to cover as my first aviation video, I think it's important for people to learn and understand what exactly happened leading up to the incident. Once again, much of the information could be preliminary, pending further investigation. Please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you found this video informative and want to see more aviation videos. Thanks for watching.